Text podcast to 800-905-0989. The Charlie James Show on News Talk 98.9 WORD.
The voice of the Carolinas.
Well, we got the primaries coming up on June 9th, and remember this saying, the primary is the primary. In a lot of these cases, whoever wins the primary goes on to be your representative, whether it's in the State House or the State Senate. Joining us right now is Brandy Tarleton. She is a candidate for District 5 in the State House here in South Carolina. Brandy, welcome to the program. Hope you're doing well.
I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me.
So there you were. You got your husband, you got your two precious boys sitting around the kitchen table. What was it that made you decide that you were going to run for District 5?
Well, I am a Christian constitutional conservative wife and mother, but at the end of the day, I am an account manager, full-time account manager, and I deal with numbers all day, accounting and inventory. And when the numbers don't match at my job, there are consequences. But in Columbia, they just ask for more. So the reason that really got me into running is I started during COVID to look around and find out, what happened, how did we get here? And I found that Neil Collins is failing every conservative metric.
Yeah.
His index freedom score is 30, the Club for Growth score is 14, which actually ranks below some Democrats. But what really kicked me in the butt and made me feel obligated to run is that during COVID, he wrote a letter to McMaster actually asking for churches to be shut down. And I actually have a copy of that letter if you want me to send it to you.
I would love to see a copy of that letter. Absolutely.
But I have enough respect for the Constitution and people's God-given rights to ever violate my voters like that and still call myself a conservative.
That is absolutely shocking. I mean, it's just one of pile it on, like you said, Freedom Index, last time I checked, it was 29. We are in a purple at best state as far as the State House is concerned, right?
Absolutely.
So how do we change that? How do we flip that around, Brandy? I mean, we got to get better candidates out there running against these rhinos.
Well, my thing is most Republicans in Columbia are compromised to the point that they are appointing Democrats to be sub-chairs of the most important committees, like the committee that actually passes the budget.
Right.
If you aren't aware, we actually passed the largest South Carolina budget in history, and it passed unanimously with Democrat consent and only a few conservatives voting against it. Compromise is what got us into this mess, and standing firm on principles is the only way we are going to get out. We are a Republican supermajority state, and it's time we start acting like it and leading the charge with conservative legislation.
It really is, and that's one of the things that's baffled me. Why? So my question, because I was thinking about this, are they compromising with the Democrats, or are they compromising with their donors?
Probably a little of both, because some of their donors are Democrats.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got all kinds of great legislation we could have. Where do you stand on closing the primaries?
Oh, in the House as it is, it's not going to happen. We don't have the motivation. They're benefiting from open primaries. However, I think we really have a rare chance that we've gotten with the Democrats running a full slate on the ballot. I think this actually is a gift from God that we will not have for a very long time, probably, that effectively close the primaries.
Yeah, they're going to need to absolutely do something. So what are some of the other issues around the state that really concern you that you want to get into the State House over in District 5 and do something about?
Well, I want to stop the bleed. In 2023, there was a bill that passed. We all know about it. 8 days, and it gave an amount equal to half of the DOT budget for that year, which was $1.3 billion, to a foreign company to build Scout Motors plant in South Carolina. Now they want another $200 million for cost overruns, and legislators are looking at making a slush fund for luring and retaining headquarters to South Carolina because Scout Motors just moved theirs to North Carolina. At $1 million a mile, we could have paved 1,500 miles of roads with that money if they hadn't have gambled it away. So their priorities are not aligning with voters, and it's time for some accountability. We need to prioritize roads, education, first responders. But the other thing that we really need to, be aware of is right now we are witnessing a two-tier justice system that should terrify every freedom-loving South Carolinian where we have lawyer legislators
Yep.
like the gentleman that I'm running against, picking the judges that they in turn try cases in front of, and that is a total conflict of interest. So when the scales of justice are weighed by political agenda, it's no longer justice, it's intimidation.
You're exactly right. And that makes those positions very attractive for these lawyers to get into the State House, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, probably pick up a few clients along the way. So, Brandy, you know, when we talk about families, there's this new abortion bill that's out there. Governor McMaster, a lot of the candidates said they're running for governor, said, except for Ralph Norman, said they would vote against it. What are your thoughts on that?
I am actually the result of an unwed teen pregnancy. So right to life ranks very high on my priority list. And honestly, I do not think conception should dictate someone's value and how they were conceived. So I fully support the bill.
So, all right. Well, that's there you go. So, all right, let's go to this. Redistricting does not look like this is going to happen, should it?
Absolutely, it should. I mean, the Supreme Court has made their case. You know, they are the ones that give us the decisions that allow us to do this. I mean, we have every right to do it now. So the only thing holding it back is the people that would not benefit from the redistricting.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I read an article not long ago from Neil Collins that said he just doesn't hear from his constituents enough. First of all, that's something that I don't believe that's the truth, but he does say that just a few of them have very loud voices. I mean, would you be someone that is open to your constituents calling you, giving you, email or whatever, and actually listening to them?
Absolutely. That is my favorite part about campaigning, chatting with the people about, things that interest them and things that they're concerned about. Because, a lot of them have brought things to my attention that I didn't know. I just spoke to a voter last week that filled me in. I mean, he was heartbroken and completely steamrolled by the judicial system, the family court system. Uh-huh. And he made me aware of things that I wasn't aware of. So it's definitely going to be, I'm going to be looking into those things if I get elected.
That's right, and I certainly hope that. I mean, we got to do something, Brandy. The way that our legislature is set up, it does just seem to be a big club that they're trying to protect on a daily basis, right?
Yeah, and another issue that has been brought up several times that I'm honestly didn't know much about, and I've been doing some research trying to be able to prepare myself for questions and if their votes ever came up, solar farms.
Yeah.
So with my research, I found out that Duke Energy is our primary energy producer. And if you Google their debt, which you can do right now, you will find that they are $93 billion in debt.
Wow.
So with our utilities being as strained as it is, I could not allow a private entity to come in and further bog it down without paying the upgrades to support it. So this is basic free market economics. And how I would handle it differently is the legislator actually appoints the members of the State Utility Commission. I would be asking questions from the State Utility Commission as to why they're allowing rate increases for a company so far in debt. So another interesting point is when the previous CEO, Lynn Good, came on board in 2013, Duke Energy was less than $20 billion in debt. But under her watch, the debt increased nearly $70 billion in 12 years.
Wow.
And they had rate increase after rate increase. And who paid for that? We did.
Absolutely, you're right. But, I mean, so much gets done in Columbia without anybody reading these bills. There was a famous exchange between Davey Hyatt and, Micah Caskey and Sarita Edgerton. Nobody reads these bills. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely unacceptable. I mean, this is a dystopian legislator that we have. I mean, how are you that boggles the mind.
That should have
to be that irresponsible to not only do it but to admit it.
Yeah, exactly. And that should have shaken everybody to their core. So, Brandy, how can people find out more about you? I know you just had a big barbecue, right? Bluegrass?
Yes, yeah. And that was fantastic. We had a great time.
So how can people find out more about you, maybe help you out a little bit?
Well, if you go to BrandyForsC, brandyforsc.com, if you're looking for a representative who is a good steward of your tax dollars and will fight for your values, I need 3 things from you. 1, tell everybody you know. Number 2, head to my website and donate to our grassroots campaign. I'm running on a shoestring budget. I am a fiscal conservative. I do not have large donors like my opponent does. And number 3, and most importantly, show up and vote on June 9th.
That is very important. Brandy Charlton running for District 5 in the State House here in South Carolina. A pleasure, ma'am. We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.
All right, one more thing, though.
Yes,
Remember, nobody cleans house like a mom, so send me to Columbia. I appreciate your time, Charlie, and I hope you have as much fun as I did.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you, Brandy. We appreciate it. We'll be right back. It's the Charlie James Show. News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.